welcome back. And we have Kathy Akers with us this morning. Fathom Realty in the house.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I haven't been able to tell you that yet.
That's right.
Yes, Happy New Year. We were just talking about, Kathy, it's going to be a great year this year with everything 2020. Golly, I just read that CSX is going to be finished by the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is quick, yeah.
That is good, good. So anyway, a lot of good things happening here. And you are going to tell us about last year's numbers.
We're going to take a peek back at what happened in real estate last year and compare it to a couple of previous years. We're not going to probably compare everything to the last few years, but to kind of get us started, let's talk about what we currently have on the market, okay? And these numbers I took yesterday afternoon, so they've probably changed just a hair up or down. Okay. But for Nash County, we currently have 214 homes on the market with an average listing price at $212,514. So, okay.
That's interesting.
And the reason I'm giving you these numbers is a base to see where we closed out.
Yes.
Edgecombe County only has 93 houses on the market.
Oh, wow.
So the average list price there is $127,34. I've added in Wilson because we do have viewers from Wilson. So for Wilson County, there's 141 homes on the market for $187,116. And finally, I always do the Rocky Mount city limits, and in Rocky Mount city limits, it's 157 homes at an average list price of $171,854. So think about that, you know, okay? And we have already closed so far for this year. In Nash County, 16 homes. In Edgecombe County, 9. In Wilson, 12. And for the inside of Rocky Mount city limits, 11 homes. So we've got some
That's unreal, because it's only the 13th of January.
That's right. So we had a lot of activity November and December. You know, people talk about, oh, that's a bad time to sell. No, it's not.
Evidently not.
You know, and I do know that there are a lot more things that are getting ready to close in the next few weeks. So just to kind of give you an idea where we're sitting at right now.
Yes.
So let's talk about 2019. In Nash County, we closed 902 homes in Nash County for the year. The average list price was $170,390. The average sales price was $166,194. Now, you know, to kind of think about that in comparison, in 2018, the average sold price for Nash County was $154,720, and in 2017, it was $150,876.
Oh, wow.
So think about, you know, we've been talking about the homes. We're starting to see appreciation come back. So the numbers are showing that. The average days on the market for Nash County were 78 days. And remember, that's the average. The highest sold home in Nash County was $700,000.
Wow.
All right. And the lowest was $9,000, okay? Now, and I'll give you a heads up, there's a little thing I'm going to mention here in a minute that's going to blow your mind here. Edgecombe County, for last year, we sold 250 homes. The average list price was $98,281, and our average sold price was $97,446. In the past, it was $87,265 and roughly $71,000. So you can see that Edgecombe County is starting to show some appreciation as well. The days on market for Edgecombe County was 122. Here's the kicker. They also had a $700,000 property to close.
Really?
Yes. So there was one in Nash County and one in Edgecombe County. And
Wow.
I went back and double checked, and yes, there were 2 properties that
Wow.
were $700,000 that sold in both Nash and Edgecombe County.
Great.
The lowest price sold in Edgecombe County was $5,000. Okay, so let's talk about Wilson. What kind of numbers we saw there? They sold 767 homes. In 2018, it was 738. In 2017, they actually had a little better year than 2018, and they sold 742 homes. The average list price last year in Wilson County was $156,825. The average
Okay.
sold price was $153,641. Okay, their average days on the market were 76. Now they had their highest listing sold was $850,000, and then their lowest price was $1,200. And remember, these are all residential. We're not pulling in land or commercial.
Right, no commercial, right.
And that kind of thing. So this is all just residential listings. So Rocky Mount city limits, let's talk about that. Remember, Rocky Mount is part of Nash and part of Edgecombe County.
Right.
So I didn't pull everything that has a Rocky Mount address, because we do have some that are in the county that have
That's right.
So this is just within the city limits.
Right.
Okay. We sold 597 homes in the city limits last year. People,
good.
you know, and I get, nobody wants to live in the city limits. You know, they complain about taxes.
Apparently they do.
People do want to live in the city limits, so, you know, to think about that. Now, the average list price, and remember, this is reflected because of, we're pulling both Nash and Edgecombe.
Right.
The average list price was $133,987. The average sold price was $128,849. And again, we talked about in 2018, the average sold price was $119,339, and in 2017 it was $117,777. So
Wow.
again, you're seeing that the values are going up in our
yeah.
area. Now, granted, we're not like Raleigh and Cary and some of those
Right.
other areas, and you know, I have heard a few agents talk about having multiple offers on properties. You know, in the other areas, they're always having multiple offers.
Right.
And, you know, a lot of times they're selling above what they've got the home listed for. So we're not seeing that here, and I don't know that we will, but in some situations where the house is priced right, in the right location, and in the right condition, those are the 3 things, then you're going to see it's you know, sold quickly, and you're going to see it, you know, the sales price very, you know,
Right.
being really close to the list price. So in Rocky Mount, our average days on the market were 94. Our average sold price, or our highest sold price, was $416,000, and our lowest was $9,000. So what, you know, some of those numbers, you know, as we're looking at them, you know, we're trying to get an idea of where we are compared to the previous
Right,
years.
sure.
And we look at the big thing that is also our days on the market. You know, we talk about that, and that's an average for all the homes. You know, sometimes we have some that have been on the market for quite a while, you know, and then we have some that close in one, you know, or come off the
Right.
market in 1 or 2 days. So for Nash County, you know, using that as an example, in 2017 our average was 110 days. In 2018 it was 98 days. we're down to 78 days.
Wow.
So think about that. You know, we're looking at, with that being said, you know, having 214 homes, we're right around three months maybe of inventory.
That's unreal. I had a friend that as soon as the sign went in her yard, or their yard, they got a call within 3 days. That person ended up buying the house.
Right.
That is unreal to me.
And I've had that. I had one at the, you know, sort of the first of the summer last year. The sign went in the yard, and within a couple of days, you know, I had a couple of showings, but the very first showing, that client made an offer and bought the house.
That is unreal.
So, you know, less than 7 days on the market.
Right.
So, you know, and that was actually in Edgecombe County. So, you know,
it's great.
It is happening. You know, we see those you know, people are probably saying, well, if our highest list price in Edgecombe County was $700,000, why is our average only $90,000? Remember, a lot of those you know, that's just one home.
Right.
The rest of those 250 homes were a lot lower in price. Not all of them, you know, but there were enough of them lower priced that really brought that average down. So, you know, think about, I'm really excited to see what the numbers are going to hold for this year, because, you know, with everything going on, like CSX, the Triangle Tire, Corning, and all of those other proposed places that, you know, are talking to this area, you know, our market prices are going to really start coming up. You know, not you know, we're probably along the same rate as we've been seeing, but the big thing is where are we going? You know, if we sold 902 homes in Nash County last year, and we only have 214 on the market right now, where are those others going to come from?
Exactly. You know? That kind of hits you right there. It kind of makes you,
you know, think about that. You know, we do have some builders out there, but they're not nearly putting up enough inventory to make up that difference.
Yes, and we want the local builders to step up. Local builders step up.
And we are seeing, you know, we're seeing a few more neighborhoods coming up.
Yes.
But, you know, the other piece to that, and unfortunately, you know, there's only as much land as we have.
Right.
But, you know, there's not hardly that much more land out there for development.
That's right.
In order for us to keep our agriculture, you know, component of our area.
Absolutely.
So, you know, if you know of properties out there that, you know, are ready, you know, can be used towards home development.
Or if maybe you inherited some land and you just say, I don't know what to do with it. Well, hey, why don't you contact somebody and you know, contact Kathy and say, hey, I've got some land here, I don't know what to do with it. And Kathy can certainly help you with that.
That's right. We can connect you to the right people, and if that's, you know, and to see if it's feasible for it to be, you know, into a development. Now we also have to remember there's also planning and zonings that we always have to go through.
Oh yeah.
So we'll have to do our research, but you know, that's always, you know, one of those things that we can help somebody with. You know, just thinking about where we're at, you know, again, you know, Wilson County only has 141 homes, and that, you know, that's not just the city limits, that's all of Wilson County, you know, and they sold 767 homes. So they're, you know, all three counties were in the same, you know, we have the same issue is, you know, we have people coming in to the market, but we don't always have enough inventory. You know, I have clients that we're continuing to look because things that are in their price range and things that they are looking for specifically, number of bedrooms, baths, style, that kind of thing, there's just not enough inventory for them to choose from. Or we've looked at everything that's out there.
Right, right.
And so, you know, this spring will really, show where we need to be, with, interest rates, staying,
yes,
where they're at, having interest rates in that 3 to 4%, is really something that we never thought we would see.
I know,
we thought we would
exactly.
be back up to 6 or 7%
Right.
by now, but they're still staying rather low, and so refinancings are happening, so people are staying in their homes longer, and
That's
that.
right.
But if you have inventory, or if you're thinking of making a change this year, please reach out to us. We'll be glad to talk to you and see if we can help you get your home on the market if this is your change. And one of the things we talked about before is we have a lot of baby boomers.
Yes.
That are starting to make those changes, downsizing, moving into smaller spaces, that kind of thing. I've had a few that actually have gotten larger spaces because they want some place for all the grandbabies to come to.
Oh, yes.
But we're starting to see some move by the baby boomers, and I think we're going to start seeing that a lot more over the next couple of years as a lot of us hit those retirement ages. And I know this year's going to be a big birthday for me. Not that I'm retiring, but you start thinking about that. You get to that age, you start thinking about it more.
Right.
And so those are some things that if you're thinking about those, is it time to retire? Are you looking to just downsize? You don't
Right.
want to take care of all that space? Now's the time to start thinking, is it time to do that? Getting ready for the spring market is never too early to do that.
Absolutely.
And right now, you can beat all those other homes that are coming on the market for this spring. You can get out there and get on the market and, kind of have a heads up on everybody else.
Right, that's exactly right. Kathy, that is such an interesting report. I'm so glad you did that. Hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did, because it tells us where we are, and it makes us kind of think, do we want to do something now? Interest rates, do we want to do something? So if you do, I know who you can call. You can call Kathy Akers. How can they reach you, Kathy?
As always, you can give me a call at 252-266-4038.
Okay. Fathom Realty, Kathy Akers. Thank you, Kathy, for coming this morning.
Thank you.
We'll see you again in 2 weeks.
That's right.
And we will be right back with you.